Hi, thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this video. My name is Captain Eric Dryman and I work for the Indianapolis Fire Department, Indianapolis, Indiana. I want to take a few minutes to explain to you the topic that we have chosen to teach this year at FDIC 2017. The title of our class is Vent Enter Search, Victim Removal and Flow Path Management. We're offering this 4-hour fast-paced class to give firefighters an opportunity to learn or hone their skills at a tactic that we feel is vitally important on the modern fire ground. Through a process of multiple stations, firefighters will have the opportunity to learn how to size up and evaluate a structure upon arrival at a fire. They'll also be taught recognition signs such as reading smoke, fire behavior, looking at a structure from a perspective of the windows and the orientation and the layout of the structure itself from the outside to identify areas where there may be victims that could be rescued. We'll study survivability profiles and victim profiling in an attempt to identify the areas where victims might be in the most peril and where victims have already, unfortunately, been overcome if they're still inside of a structure. We're going to cover this in multiple stations, as I mentioned, in multiple areas of the structure that we use. We'll be using a structure that is at least 2 stories in height, so you'll get to practice doing this technique both off of ground ladders, and you'll also get to practice this technique making first floor entries. 2 totally different things, whether you're making an entry off of a first floor or from the ground level, or you're entering off of a ladder. We're going to cover different search techniques and different methods for searching a room when you're in the process of looking for victims and identifying locations where they may be hiding or otherwise not readily visible. We're going to talk about flow path management. On the modern fire ground, with the way that fires are burning these days, we're reaching flashover faster. The products of combustion are much more fatal and much more toxic than they have ever been before. So it requires us to give our victims the greatest chance of survival and get in there and get them found as fast as possible. On the modern fire ground, with staffing the way it is, sometimes you don't have the opportunity to accomplish everything that you would like in a neat, orderly, maintained fashion. So we have to look at various options that we have available to us, and Vent Enter Search is one of those. We're going to cover drags and carries in this class as well. We're going to talk about what you do once you find a victim. How do you get them to the window? How do you transition them from the floor where they're laying or the bed, wherever they might be? How are you going to get a large person by yourself up onto a windowsill and just have your partner on the outside of the structure to transfer that victim to? How are you going to get them up on the ladder? How's your partner going to carry that victim down the ladder? Are there going to be issues with inclement weather? Is the victim going to be extremely large and difficult to manage? We're going to teach you the skills you need to know in order to manage that person to keep them and yourself from falling off of the ladder. We're going to provide you with all the equipment you're going to need. We're going to have SCBAs for you, thermal imaging cameras, all the hand tools, all the ground ladders, everything that you would need in order to accomplish this successfully. We're going to be using simulated smoke and other devices to create as realistic a fire ground situation as possible, short of actually having live fire. Every year, approximately 3,000 people die in the United States from fire-related causes. Because of this, it's very important to have every tool possible in your toolbox in order to effect rescue and get those victims out and to fresh air as fast as possible and on to seek medical attention. If we could just take a handful of those 3,000 fire deaths and reduce them by educating firefighters and making them proficient with this rescue skill, we would have just that many more families who would still have their loved one around to celebrate and live their lives with and enjoy. Firefighters oftentimes feel that Vent Enter Search is a big city urban tactic or one in which you need dedicated truck companies. That's just not the case. Any 2 firefighters with the appropriate equipment and the right amount of training and proficiency can conduct Vent Enter Search at a structure and be successful. You don't have to roll up on a 100-foot ladder with a whole bed full of ground ladders at your disposal in order to accomplish this. 2 firefighters with something as simple as a 14-foot straight ladder that they get off of an engine or take off of some other apparatus can be just as successful as a big city truck company with 4 or 5 firefighters on it, when they roll up. This isn't a paid versus volunteer tactic. Any firefighter in the United States should be capable of performing this skill if it's called upon. So I welcome or encourage you to come and sign up for our class. We look forward to meeting you. Every year we get to meet hundreds of firefighters from all over the country, and we enjoy teaching this class. This will be the 6th year that we've taught it here at FDIC. We always get great reviews. It always is well received, and I hope to see you in April of 2017 attending my class, Vent, Inner Search, Victim Removal, and Flow Path Management. Thanks and have a great day.